Whoa, what's up guys?
Alright legends, welcome back to another video, and this one's going to be absolutely nuts. Today we're actually, well not today, but this video we're actually putting in the 403 dart block with a 2650 Harrop supercharger. It's going to be an absolutely hectic build, but nonetheless we're actually down at LS Motorsports at the moment. We've got both the cars parked up. As you can see, we've got the wide body Maloo. Since our last update we've actually added on the new front flare. So you can see on the front bumper we've got this wider piece. We've added on the flutes for the guards, and then also the side skirts too. Now still need to mount the front bumper a bit better. As you can see, it's not actually held in at all, but we've actually got wheels on the way for this thing. And over here we've actually got our HSV brakes. We're getting these repainted. We haven't decided on what color yet, but nonetheless comment down below what color you actually want to see us paint these brakes to. But I'm a weirdo, eh? I'm a weirdo with the camera. We've got the GDS over here, and actually I haven't even shown you guys this yet, but we had something arrive, and this something is not a small something. Let's take a drag this box over here, try and get it in the light so you guys see it better. Open this up, just rest that on there. Take a fucking look at it. But as well as the supercharger, guys, we've actually got the motor here too. Now it's a 403 dart block. It's actually, we got this thing off of Josh, and he was going to put it in his GDR drift car he was going to build, but never went ahead with it, so ended up with me, which I'm super keen, super thankful for. So big shout out to Josh. We are missing a few things on this. What are we missing? Injectors. We're missing a flex plate. We're missing the idler, a tensioner. We're missing a alternator bracket, water pump. So a few more things to go on this before it's actually on. But nonetheless, we've got it all down at the shop now, which is good. And yeah, so it's all coming together. And today as well, I might sound a bit funny, but I'm actually a bit sick. But today is the day I actually got my license back. I went to TMR earlier, and yeah, actually got my disqualification period is now finished. I now officially have a license back, or I've got a temporary piece of paper that says I've got a license. But yeah, so still got to wait a bit until this car's running, and then I've got to do some things to it to make me able to legally drive, but that's another video. I'll explain it all. But nonetheless, both the builds sitting right here. I'm super stoked. But yeah, I guess we'll check back in once we actually start the process. I want to gather a few more things. I want to gather all these parts, have it all ready to go, and then we'll get cracking in this build. So I guess we'll check back in once it's the next day when I have everything. Alrighty, so the motor we've actually gone with, it's a Harrop supercharged 403 CI Dart Stroker engine. Now it's a long engine as well. It's an I think it's an FIDI supercharger from memory. I think that's what they call them. Yeah, no, an FDFI 2650 Harrop supercharger. We've got LS3 manifolds, fuel rails, LSA tensioners. I forgot what size the injectors are, but they're high flow injectors, supercharger pulley, overdrive harmonic balancer, ported heads, intake runners, exhaust ports, all CNC ported combustion chambers. I'll put a full list and rundown on what's actually included in the description. I'll put a link to it. This is the exact motor we've gone with. Now also we've hit up TCE. Now they do stall converters. They're actually making us a 35 or 3800 stall converter. I need to confirm that as well. But nonetheless, they're building a stall converter for us for the 6L90E gearbox. Now, some of you may know, I actually blew the gearbox that came in this car from factory. Now, I didn't blow it, I just overheated it. I got it too hot, I really cooked the thing. I think I was doing like 360s or something like that. I don't remember exactly when I did it, but I was doing 360s and just kept going, and it got so hot that it actually melted the box on the inside. So all the clutches in third gear, fifth gear, sixth gear, and reverse didn't work. So it just slipped all those gears. Nonetheless, I've got a new 6L90E box, not a brand new one, but one that's got 36,000 Ks. Now, this box, brand new, is actually 15,900, which is crazy. Didn't want to pay that price, so I picked one up for about $4,500, I think it was, for a 36,000 kilometer 6L90E. That was also out of another GDS, so we're going to try and stick with a factory box to keep the drivability, as it is going to be a daily driver. Although it's going to make 1,000, I still want it to be drivable. So we've got to get a 6L90E stall converter. Stall converters, funnily enough, between 6L90E and 6L80, if you didn't know, are actually the exact same. The stall converter is the same, but the boxes are different. And then the rest of the driveline, we've got a LSA tail shaft, which again is a rated tail shaft from factory, the 9.9-inch LSA diff, and then also the rated LSA axles too. So I'm quite confident that we'll be able to hold up majority of the power. I feel if anything's going to go, it's going to be the box. But again, I just want to make 1,000, say it's a 1,000 horsepower car, and then I'll probably turn it down a bit. Still keep it within high numbers, but definitely turn it down just so it isn't putting tension on everything 24/7. Now the things we're missing, I wrote a list the other day. Let's have another look. So what we need is injectors, which have actually arrived. They're at Josh's... Injectors which are at Josh's shed already, they've actually already arrived. We need a water pump, which I've got a spare one off of my motor, my LSA that I sold. An alternator, which I've also got another one. Alternator bracket, which I've got already. This is just stuff that's not on the motor just yet. I need an idler, which I don't have, which I can get. I can buy one from General Motors. I need a new belt, which should have come with the motor, but I'll double check. Nonetheless, I need to get another belt. I need a tensioner, which again is coming from LSX Performance. It just hasn't arrived just yet, so that's on the way. Engine mounts. Now I can go stock LSA mounts, or I'm thinking about going one tough mount on the passenger side, because the motor torques to the right. So as you accelerate, the motor torques and twists the chassis to the right. The side that actually brakes or leaks, or I think it just brakes in general, is the passenger side. So what most people do is they get tough mounts for just the left side, because your right side isn't really doing anything, but it's just compressing. It's not getting stretched. So if you go tough mounts all round, I'm pretty sure it makes it vibrate quite a bit. So yeah, we'll probably go tough mount on one side. Nonetheless, I'll run stock LSA engine mounts. We need exhaust gaskets from the headers, because my old ones obviously all got screwed up from taking that motor out. I need a throttle body. I'm probably going to run a stock LSA throttle body, as it actually flaps both ways. I know a lot of people in their drift cars run into issues, or turbo cars run into issues with that. Again, I don't know too much about the throttle bodies, but I've been told to just run the LSA one. And then I need an intake. So there's a TVS MAFless intake from Harrop directly, which is $475, so I need to buy that too. Stall converters from TCE. Now, I think TCE are doing the converter for me for about 1,900 plus GST from memory. So, again, it's actually cheaper than what I thought. I thought it was going to be around that 2,500 mark, but actually came in under, so saving a bit of money there too. And then I need a power steering delete pulley. So, because LS's, pre-VF LS's run power steering, like a VE for example, and VFs don't have power steering, they've got electric steering. So I needed to run a power steering delete pulley on this motor if it doesn't have one already, but I need to double check. So that's a rundown on the motor overall, a very brief one. Again, a link in the description to the actual in-depth rundown on what I'm running, and then also that's a rundown on what we're missing and what we've got to go. So nonetheless, I reckon I'm going to wrap this section of the video up now. It is currently the 9th of October, 4:30 p.m. And yeah, I guess we'll check back in once we're back at the shop and we've got everything together. We're going to slap this bad boy in. See you then. Now, the other cool thing that actually came with Harrop is a bunch of their merchandise. I got a bunch of their Harrop enhanced stickers, which I'm debating whether I put on the car or not. Nonetheless, I'll have them as an Easter egg somewhere in the car, maybe in the engine bay. But also, came with a mad little Harrop flag, which is sick. I actually gifted this to the guys at LS. I wanted it to hang up with the rest of their stuff, so it looks sick up the top there. But again, guys, check out the shop here. It's absolutely nuts. Big upgrade from their last place. Again, I've been coming here for absolutely years now. If you need any performance work, anything mechanical, hit the boys up. They've just upgraded their shop. Absolutely nuts. 2 hoists, triple car stacker, and they've actually just got a dyno too. So at the end of this video, or towards the end of this video, you'll actually be seeing this car running, driving on this dyno and tuned with numbers on the screen behind you. Now, we're actually hoping to crack that 4-digit mark, which is a big number, 1,000 horsepower plus. With fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it makes it. I still got that intro from the other video. All right, so I figured while we were here, it's actually the same day, it's still the 9th. I just transitioned saying it's gonna be another day, but we're back again. Got the gaskets here, and what we're gonna do is just gonna quickly mount these up, because I reckon we could just bolt the supercharger straight on. There's nothing else I really need to do. This is already all built. So yeah, I think we're just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna tighten this up though, get this main plate down, and then get the supercharger on. Alrighty guys, so it's currently the next day, and we've done a bit of searching. We've pulled together some parts. So we're closing in so far. We've got the alternator bracket, we've got our coil packs, we've got our power steering, delete pulley, we've got our water pump too here. So we've called up RCE as well. We've got tough mounts on the way as well. And then we're also getting all our gaskets, and I think there's a few other things. I think it's just mainly gaskets though. We're getting gaskets from Bursons. They're going to come drop those off too. We'll probably be able to get this motor actually sitting in the car today. Probably not running anytime soon. Probably take a few days to a week, I reckon. We're just waiting on stall converter to get built and stuff like that too. But nonetheless, once Burson arrives with all the stuff and once we go to RCE, I'll check back in with all the parts and give you a full rundown. Alrighty, so we just got back from RCE. We picked up the tough mounts and also picked up the new valley plate gasket too. So we're gonna head over, get the valley plate bolted on, and then actually try and mount this thing and get it sitting in the car so we can start adding everything else on. There's not too much left. We're just waiting on a few parts. Probably the biggest thing we're waiting on is the stall converter. That's going to be the thing that we're waiting for the longest. But yeah, I'll just keep you guys coming along for a ride. I'll video us getting this in and then get videos of it sitting in the car. Let's do it. All right, so one of the boys has already bolted on the valley plate. We've also put in the new sensor too, which we got earlier today. The boys actually had a look just before. When the valley plate's off, you can actually see inside at the chains, and they actually made me aware that it's only got a single row timing chains. And yeah, the boys were kind of stressing that definitely need a double row. So nonetheless, Carlos has come in help. He's giving me his one. He's got a brand new one sitting on the side. His motor's a couple months away, so got to get him a new one, but I get to use his, which is mad. And probably get that in today too. And I think we're going to try and get the brackets on for the engine mounts in just a sec. And I'll set the camera up so you can see everything that we're doing, but I'll check back in a moment. Is it this corner or the other corner?
It's that corner and this.
Oh yeah, because it hits the bottom.
Yeah.
So we're trying to mount factory LSA brackets to the motor, and the factory bracket doesn't seem to work. We've called a couple places, and apparently it's supposed to just directly bolt straight onto all genuine fittings, but it's hitting a, let's see, as you can see there's a bit of a gap just at the back here, so the boys are outside slowly grinding away bits of the corners to make them fit. Again, we're not shaving down heaps of the bracket, just the corners, just so it's not touching, but kind of annoying. Kind of fucking annoying. Very annoying. But yeah, not much to go. I'm gonna quickly open up these tough mounts and take a better look at them. Up the top here. You might think we do shape. Yeah. Let's take a look. Sick. Oh, I got heaps of stickers and shit too. Car parts ain't any good without stickers.
Yeah, you know your blue stickers so high.
Tough. Literally tough. They look sick. There's one. Chuck it down there. And number two. Just there. One left, one right. Happy fucking days. What else we got? Installation guide, don't need that. Couple tough mount stickers. Just sick. I'm gonna slap them right on the front window of my car. Jokes. Jokes. And what the fuck's this? Magazine?
Come along.
Ta-da! Luckily I don't have any of those cars. Put that back in there. Alright, let's run these over. Back to the car. Yeah, so The boys are quickly grinding out the brackets so we get the brackets on, then we'll get these fitted too. And we're missing still a bit more. We're missing every single sensor that's in the entire motor. Because obviously this is a fresh engine, it won't come with absolutely anything. So slowly we're gathering everything, but there's still a lot more that we are missing. And as we go, we'll start to find out what we are missing and what we need to get. But yeah, this is currently how we're sitting. Also, my camera's cooked. The aux cord, like the female port, isn't like working. So I've tried playing around with it. I can't get the audio right. The mic doesn't even work. So if the audio's cooked, I do apologize. I'll get it fixed. But we got one tough mount in, got the bolts in, the brackets on. We were just debating whether to actually bolt this bottom piece to the car and then bolt that in second, or bolt this in first and then bolt that in second. I'm pretty sure, because this is easier to move than the shorter piece, I'm pretty sure we're just going to leave it as is and then angle that to line up with the hole in the car, and then it should be bolted on from there. But yeah, this side's almost on. One more bolt and then should be good. All right, we're about to get it in. I'm super stoked. Boys mounting to the crane right now. Watch us put it in.
Fuck, this thing's heavy gun.
Keep going. Yep. Good.
Fuck, great. Can you imagine it actually like that?
Bro, I was scared it was gonna like smack whatever that is down there. What's that? What's that fucking
Aircon.
Is it? Yeah. Scared it was
to,
gonna smash the AC.
the arm needed to come out one more click
Yeah.
for some
Yeah,
reason,
steering.
which would have kept us away from the front bar.
Yeah, the boys.
They're the boys.
Yeah, the fucking boys.
Bolts and
Alrighty, as you might see, we're actually missing something from the Harriet box. I wonder why. Alright, so as you can see, we've got this thing just resting in there at the moment. It's not bolted down at all. We've got the engine on the engine mounts. It's through the holes, but not bolted in yet. It's completely loose, as you can see. It's just rocking, but it looks absolutely insane. Giving us a hint of what it's going to look like once it's actually mounted properly to the car. It looks absolutely nuts. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy at this point at the moment, but again, we need to pull the charger off. As we need to actually, what were you saying before? Block these lines, is it? Or run a braided line across to the other side?
Yeah, we need to block the rear steam ports
Yep.
on the rear of the head because they're being
And the
drilled
front,
out.
yeah.
And then the front ones, we need to make a line too that goes to the actual radiator itself.
Yeah. Yeah, sick.
So
And also need to get the gaskets on as well. We're not pop riveting the gaskets, we're not going to do that.
no, we don't need to.
Yeah.
We just sit them on there, but
Bro. Fucking hanging, eh? I'm hanging so hard, it's nuts. But yeah, I think that's going to wrap up today, guys. We'll probably check back in once we're here next, which I don't think will be for a couple days. But yeah, big progress. Big progress.